My drug use, my alcohol use just started snowballing at that point. It got to the point where I lost my car. When I lost my car, I lost my job. When I lost my job, I lost my apartment. And I ended up homeless.
We are all UNC students, and we're part of an organization called NCPIRG. It's called North Carolina Public Interest Research Group, and we're kind of centered around focusing in on the issues that the community is passionate about. Specifically, we're part of the End Hunger and Homelessness campaign. And for this specific project, our focus is to amplify the voices of those who find themselves here at Durham Rescue Mission and other organizations.
It literally didn't matter which way I turned because I felt like my life didn't matter. It didn't amount to anything. I had failed, right? I had a full beard, 140 pounds soaking wet. I was that guy, if I was walking down the street, you'd have thought he was crazy and you'd have went to the other side. In a city full of people, nobody wanted anything to do with me. And I knew something had to change at that moment.
Addiction is just that, it's bondage, it's slavery,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so that's probably the biggest mistake I've made in my life.
My family was mostly addicted to drugs and alcohol, and at my age, so I saw a lot and got involved with a lot growing up. Mom was addicted to drugs and alcohol, so I guess it sort of came natural to me to be introduced to it at an early age.
So at the age of 15, I'll never forget it. My mom told me we were going to church, and I went to sleep because we went to church. Our home church was 50 minutes away from where we lived.
Oh, wow.
So my mom told me we were going to church, and I got dressed and I got ready for church, and I went to sleep, and I woke up and we were at this house that I did not recognize.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so she turned around and she explained to me that that was my new foster home, and that she didn't want anything else to do with me.
No matter the background that you're from, temptation is going to find you. You know, life and its thrills are going to come knocking on your door. No matter how structured of a family that you come from.
We met other people going out to the clubs and things, and ended up experimenting a lot of drugs. And from the time I was about 23 or 24 until I was about 36, my life just spiraled out of control.
Being here at the mission did a lot for my confidence. I didn't have that much confidence coming in. When I got here, I seemed to have a whole village trying to lift me up.
I don't look at the Durham Rescue Mission as a homeless shelter. I look at it as a place where you are rebuilding your life, you're reuniting families, you're bringing people to Christ. I mean, if you are truly there to change your life, it's a great place to be.
I'm in control, and I am strong and beautiful, and I will get through this one day at a time.
I would just say one of my clients came in and we were talking. She's also a single mom, and we've had like similar life experiences, so I could kind of see where she was like in her healing path. And we were closing our session out in prayer, and she just started crying because she felt so good, and she felt like she was heard, she felt like she was seen, and that for me was amazing. Just as you are, like, we love you. Please come sit with us, come laugh with us, like, come worship with us.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hesitant about coming to the Durham Rescue Mission, just based off of what other people had told me. But when I got there, as soon as I got there and I walked through the doors, I felt a sense of peace. I'm not gonna lie, those first 30 days are the hardest. But once you get, it's what you make it. Those first 30 days, once you get through that, it's like a breeze. It doesn't even feel like I've been there a year.
I want to be able to follow my dreams and be a good family man.
Well, I've always loved to cook, so they actually have a culinary arts program that I'm interested in is going to be starting about a month after I graduate.
I'd like to finish my schooling. I want to teach English and history, most likely to high school. So I plan on attending Durham Tech in May. In the spring, and then transferring to a state college and finishing out my bachelor's. For a time there, I thought I'd like to stay at the mission in a payroll role, but no, I think that's where God's leading me, and that's my future plan.
Well, I want to go back to school and get my CNA license, and then eventually my LPN license. But I think God has called me to do something in the educational field, because right now I am assistant daycare director at the Durham Rescue Mission.
That's amazing. So you get to work with kids.
Yes, all day. And I love it. I love children. Not so much the parents sometimes, but I love children, and I feel like that's my calling right now. So I want to go back to school and look into getting certifications. I want to start my own daycare.
It felt just like a godly place. Like, this is where I should be right now. Just sit my tail still right here. So when I got here, I sat still for a minute, and I heard about the Victory Program. I joined the Victory Program and got closer to God. Learned a little bit more about myself, and I've been clean for a year and 6 months. And thank you. And to further my education, I'm trying to get my GED, and for the future, I'm planning on going to Bible college.
Tell you a little bit about the Durham Rescue Mission, what I've done since I've been here. Part of the Durham Rescue Mission is they allow you to sit still and achieve goals, to check off those boxes of things you need to do. I started working with them in the adult education program. This is a working mission, so if you're not working for the mission, you're working for employment, outside employment, and you're getting paid.
What can I do better today than I did yesterday? It can be the smallest thing, from getting up and making your bed and reading a self-help book, or something that's going to better yourself. Because this place right here is actually it really helps a lot of people, and it really saved my life.
For me personally, it was having people always cheering me on. I didn't have that much growing up. You know, after you're a certain age, mom and dad ain't enough. You know,
Yeah.
You need a little bit more cheering when you're, doubting yourself all the time. So when you have a lot of people cheering you on and pushing you forward whenever you try to stop, give you an extra push, that sticks with you. A lot of people I've met here, I consider my family. So even when they leave or when I leave, whatever path they go on, whatever path I go on, I'm always going to be there for them, just like they were for me.
This place gave me a purpose. It showed me that people do care, that there are people who will give you the time of day. And I found a community of people who care.